Video way a summary of key pointer. Nyina ye messy totally. Ewo vet na nkofo mienu we ekoye. Emom se vet na mo mienu nyina akoye no. Vet na e create anase e cause tension. Eniwa etwiba be hwe vet no. Na it was very massive. But then expectation emiti ya na. Meka se expectation anaga na forwo. Ene dia na e wo se ye hwe ewo vet ni mu no. Yes, some way somehow expectation was met. But then ubeje di se meka chel say a wrong expectation and a meeting. Video we metro key points and 9 every each of these two key people. You may see totally. Make sure be like video way. No wa share ama onua konye bi ahwe. No wa subscribe to YouTube channel KOFI TV. So won subscribe ya Facebook so na ahwe me a. Mesrel so be like video way. And no hear me pa. No wa share and I say one like your Facebook page KOFI TV. Nipo odi kan ya nyina messy ni vetting and say some key points nyina messy from vetting mu. Honorable Samnate George, Maker Minister Designate for Communication, Digital Technology and Innovation. Key points me esa me if key points Honorable Samnate George ekoma wo vetting ase no. De edi kan impact Starlink ewo telecommunication industry no. Okasa fa ho ka say na said say obo local networks and as companies are ewo Ghana na ema Ghana fo ejuma ye. Nemum companies free baby ebo manima matimemufo ejuma anya no. Enya ade obehwe companies nenim kra.
Some analysts project that Starlink, when fully deployed, will include a cell phone service which makes the world one local area, and it's expected that the existing telcos will suffer massive reduction in their value. Sector Minister, what are your plans regarding Starlink, noting that it is not a local company which can be controlled?
Mr. Chairman, my first obligation, if approved by this House and assume the office of Minister, will be to the businesses domiciled here in Ghana that create Ghanaian jobs. That is where my bias will be to. And so any external business that fails to have presence, that can be held to account by the regulator, and that creates absolutely no jobs in Ghana, will not get the benefit of that office at the expense of our local businesses domiciled here. And so the industry can rest assured. Policy will protect investment. Policy will protect Ghanaian jobs.
Osaka also say telecommunication network eka edon mukomu efri ohanchemu eduonu so kosi ohanchemu eduanan no. Eyade oba na ostati adwuma e obehwe no ate so na covid levy a ewo honum no obehwe no eyi efri hokra.
The tax burden of 40% applies to one of the MNOs. For the other ones, it's about 27.65%. That's still very high. We're committed to looking at the tax handles, especially the COVID levy in there, and scrapping the COVID levy from the tax handles. But again, this is subject to conversations with my brother, Honorable Atu Forsing, the Minister for Finance. We would look at how we would also deal with the main cost elements in the build-up for the delivery of service, which is power. Conversations have started with my brother, Honorable John Jinapo, on what we can do to have an industry tariff like the mining sector has.
They also me no Honorable Samnate George can wasem efa cybersecurity ho a odi momo fraud eye mfato ho. Okasa fa cybersecurity ho ka say cyber crimes ya de ekoso pa.
He holds a view that cybersecurity is not just a national security issue, it's also a civilian issue. Cybersecurity has two sides, it's two sides of the same coin, protecting citizens from the state and from malicious actors. If you put cybersecurity solely under the ambit of national security, it assumes a fully militarized, weaponized tool. But cybersecurity, like I said, has the public, has the industry, has the international and policy outlooks that we need to keep as civilian. The architecture we have today allows for daily briefings by the Director General of the Cybersecurity Authority to the National Security Coordinator. So we are fully integrated. There's full briefings. The Joint Security Council, the Minister for National Security and the Minister for overseeing the police, the Ghana Police Service. The Ghana Police Service does some work relative to cybersecurity. We've not moved the police from Ministry of Interior under National Security. You've got defense intelligence under the Ministry of Defense. We haven't moved them under national security. You've got the research department under foreign affairs. You've not moved them under national security. Cybersecurity has a home under communications, and it will remain there. Thank you.
The Tosu Miensa Honorable Samonate George at the two vetting committee for a proposal of $50 million. Or they ma anasa or they saw a year innovators for asking.
As subcommittee chairman for the NDC's manifesto drafting committee on digital economy and ICT, we put in place that policy plank with the approval of His Excellency John Dramani Mahama to set up a 50 million fintech fund. The 50 million fintech fund, that 50 million is supposed to be a seed funding that we're going to use to attract funds from other multilateral and bilateral donor agencies. Our target is to build a $300 million fund. That's not going to be disbursed like confetti, but that's going to be used as seed funding to attract major funding from venture capitalists and angel investors. Another thing we're going to be doing to support the fintech industry in Ghana is the setting up of business advisory supports and regulatory sandboxes to ensure that our young startups survive. In fact, the statistics show that most startups die before their 5th anniversary, and that's because most of these startups are started by young innovators who don't have all it takes to run a business. It's one thing being an innovator, it's a completely different business running and managing a business enterprise. And so that's where this fund is going to come in to offer them the business advisory support, to give them what it takes to run a business profitably, whilst the innovative juices of young Ghanaians, the creative minds that God has blessed this country with, will continue to explode. But one last thing we're going to do for the fintechs is that we're going to redefine the entire regulatory framework. As we see today, the President has issued an executive instrument that redesignates the Ministry of Communications to the Ministry for Communications, Digital Technology and Innovation. Fintechs are a digital technology. It's because of them. They are at the heart of President Mahama's government, because he wants to have a truly financially inclusive government by the time he's leaving office in 2028. And so we're going to set up an independent subsidiary of the Bank of Ghana, along the lines of the FCA in the UK, and along the lines of GIPS, 100% owned by the Bank of Ghana, but that's going to be agile in its regulatory framework and allow for innovation, things like agri-tech, edu-tech, insurance technology in the fintech space to take off. So this is the golden era for fintechs under the next 4 years of John Dramani Mahama. Mr. Chairman, I thank you.
Nipa Tosu Mienu ya messy out the key points. Ewo vetin na say Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa, make a minister designate for foreign affairs. Me key points me and free key points or come out of vetin na say ade di kan aye messy out reforms are obey ewo passport system ni mu.
There are too many complaints about how difficult it is to get passports and to get them in good time. I have been going through some briefs, and I noticed that we have a backlog of over 70,000 passports that have not been collected. Then there are issues with the middlemen, Goro boys, and all of that. I recall the former foreign minister, the Honorable Sheila Yokoboche, storming the passport office in frustration and saying that, look, this crisis cannot continue. I would like to use technology to reform our passport regime. I don't think that we should still be requiring Ghanaians who have a Ghana card to go to passport office for their biometrics. This system of silos engage the Ministry of Communications. I've already started talks with the Honorable Sam George, so that you don't need to go to a passport application center if you have a Ghana card. We should be able to interface. It should be possible to sit at home, apply for your passport. And then also, I want to end this business of going back to the passport office for your passport. It's so outmoded. We can engage courier services to send your passport to you at home or in the office. So modernizing the whole regime as we move from the current biometric to chip embedded passports will be a matter of importance to me.
The Tosu Mienu Honorable Samuel Okudzeto Ablakwa kan ho asem say so your foreign service personnel na on mine no edo koto baby anase e ma odibre wo mine foforo so a Enya say de wato ho saa keke ne ye bo ho ka na mmom e wo so otimi ginem emma oman no na twe investors every saa oman no so eba oman Ghana mu se na omo ba investment on be ye wo oman nim no etima tumpon abo oman Ghana na Ghana so etima tumpon.
Aggressively pursue economic diplomacy. When we send you there as an ambassador, it's not just to be attending events. You must bring us something home that will impact the lives of the people. How many investors are you bringing in? How many industries? FDI and all of that. So they will be giving clear KPIs. Because if you look at last year's budget, we spent more than 875 million Ghana cedis on our foreign service staff alone. That's almost $1 billion. And you ask yourself, these 71 missions out there, what are they bringing in? And that is why many people think foreign affairs is so removed, is so abstract. What do we even get from foreign ministry? We are going to change that perception. Clear KPIs, you must bring something home. If within 1 year we are not seeing benefits, you will be reshuffled so that we'll send in ambassadors who will be more dynamic, who will be proactive in our national interest. We can no longer continue to be relying on handouts and aid from other countries. We must really take our destinies into our own hands and forge a path that is self-reliant, that will really lift our people out of poverty. And that is where this trade diplomacy comes in. And the literature is clear that over the decades, aid hasn't worked. What we really must promote is trade. Trade, not aid. So these trade attaches will now take a very serious look at it, build capacity, make sure that there are clear KPIs, and within the larger ambit of economic diplomacy, where in our manifesto we talk about formulating a blueprint for the first time in our country's history. We will do all of that with clear targets so that trade diplomacy will work for our people, will help to improve the living conditions of our people and create jobs for our people.
It's a point I mean if key point Honorable Samuel Okujedo Ablakwa any Honorable Sam George vet no mo koye yinumu. Ubetime ja comment comment section no like video no share ama unuenye bi no subscribe to YouTube channel KOFI TV so mo subscribe ya. Facebook so na share my message so be like video we and who hear me pa. No follow your Facebook page KOFI TV. You be share on next video ni mo makramo.
The traditional foods are no starch and carbohydrates mu bebre. But true green food starch and carbohydrates no kids way be na womb. Very healthy. A bone who buy free to say diabetes, kidney failure, cholesterol, hypertension, cancer, any near True green food or more breakfast options to say cocoa, Tom Brown, oatmeal, any near True green food. Oh yes, our products now 100% organic and natural. So we have to deliver my baby a
My chef and party planner. You know we can't get this retirement/birthday shinding go wrong.
Everything is almost ready, but small problem.
Why, what's up?
We are way over budget, Kweku. Everything is almost twice the estimate.
Adibab, okay? No worries.
So with TapTapSend, I have got a cake and decorations covered from here.
You handle the food.
If any extra expenses comes up, just text me or call me.
I'm off today, so I should be easily reachable.
Hey, Chairman, it is for day.
Say, no be easy, you. Chairman has time and money.
Would you so
Allah, Kweku tap, Kweku do, Kweku that.
Our chairman can't call.
Hey, Alande, Chairman send them.
TapTapSend. Papa no.
Hello, love.
Gary, do you have Mommy's parcel for her big day?
The shipping company says it will take 1 month.
A month? Gary, use Rapid.
Rapid?
Rapid courier ships from the United States to Ghana and 9 other African countries within 3 to 5 days. Log on to rapidgroup.com, buy, ship to us, and we deliver right to your doorstep.
That fast? Yes, that's Rapid for you. Can you sign this?
I thought you only ordered Mommy's parcel.
No, I ordered a few car parts too.
Are you too busy to shop? We will shop for you. Rapid also has a luggage delivery service, so you can make that extra luggage and we will deliver at the lowest rate.
Rapid Courier, just shop, we deliver. Enjoy.
Spices day, and one Remy spices, ordinary Remy, dependable.
Remy spices, Remy.
Young papa, what the Remy spices you work here? And what you are fine. Remy spices, dear, so who you swap. And first spices for Biafra. Flavors no so dear, baby. Chicken, goat, jollof, stew. Spices be our Washington. Remy will be home. And for what you are dear and to chacha. Remy spices, and Mariani decade.
Alakados Properties is ready to relieve you from the stress of finding units and setting up viewings or sell your house. Connect with Alakados Properties. We are specialized in sales and rentals of properties, property management, and consulting.
Alakados Properties is a real estate agency we work with, and we are committed to giving their guests the best experience in accommodation. You can also rely on Alakados Properties to find your long or short-term accommodation whilst in Ghana.
African market, and I'm Papa. African market. Order for so blonze ha. Now open African market. Papa didra. Mo akoma to yem dia. Malata African market. Edem sronko. Smoked fish, meat, dry fish. Sa ope kenki, rice, yam, fufu flour ni nnuane ahodo e free Africa. Afei, ye want to ma papa. Bo wire kente, adamma se kente. Ahwene ahodo. Ani nneoma bebre. Na wobenya wo Malata African market. Hwehwe ye chi akwan ene number e wo screen so. Malata African market. African market mu King Kong. Malata African market. And I'm Papa. African market. African market.
At Diaspora Insurance, we understand the importance of dignified send-offs within Ghanaian culture and traditions. We also understand that you want to avoid the double trauma of your family grieving and not having the financial support to cover funeral expenses when you're not around. With our Diaspora Funeral Cash Plan, you can now cover yourself or your family in Ghana or abroad. With no medicals required, we'll accept you if you are under 75 years. Visit our website today or call us to complete a simple form in under 5 minutes. With Diaspora Insurance, your